Hello, Rabbi. How you doing today?
Things are good. Thank you, Joe.
Faith is always the fallback position whenever a religion can't explain something. They say, have faith. How do you feel about that? Is seeing believing?
Faith has been misused and is thrown at all of us. And it's usually thrown at us when the person that we're responding to or who's addressing us doesn't really know the answer. And it's kind of oh, be quiet, have faith. And I think let's start with faith. Faith is not proof, not without proof and without evidence. It uses a different kind of proof and evidence. So when we use the word faith, we're talking about spirituality. And again, a lot of times, spirituality, we think of ghosts or demons or witches or no. We talk about spirituality, we're talking about non material existence. Love is real, love exists, but not like a table. Hate exists, not like a chair. It's an emotional and it's spiritual. And so if I'm going to understand my faith, I need to use a different set of proof and evidence. Makes sense. If I'm going to prove to you, and we're doing this virtually, so it's a little more difficult than being physically present. If we were physically in the same room, we could walk over to an object, we could touch it, we could move it, we could hold it, and it's in the physical world. Okay. However, love. You love your wife loves you. I love my wife, she loves me. How do I prove that? You can't touch it. You can't, it's not physical. So we want to put aside physical proof for things that are non-material. And that's where we keep getting into trouble because we want to use something physical to prove that which isn't.
That's sort of like, if you really loved me, you would do this.
Ah, excellent. No, because love isn't about what you do for me or what you don't do for me. And that's very manipulative. If you loved me, you would be quiet. If you loved me, you would do this. No, that's manipulative. The way we deal with the spiritual world is observation, is feelings. We watch, we feel, and we don't accept anything because someone says to you, have faith. That's a cop out. And that's because the person saying it doesn't understand and they really don't believe. No, no. Spirituality does require proof and evidence. And if I want to say, well, I'm from Missouri, show me, and we want to think that seeing is believing, that's okay for the material world. You can tell if someone respects you, you can tell if someone believes you, and it's based on the feeling. But the feeling is based on observation and watching. I look out my window. I want to see how the real world operates. Okay. And if you say to me, this, and this, oh, you have to have faith. I'm going to look out the window and I'm going to see all the times of that same experience. Okay. And then I'm going to say, there isn't any proof and evidence for me. And I'm not going to suspend judgment because you're telling me to. I'm believing, I'm seeing, and I'm watching how they interact. And often I have a belief, and because of my belief, I'll see it out there, even if it's not. So the first part of this process is to suspend prejudgment. Okay? That I acknowledge I have a belief about this. So rather than that, I'm going to let things speak to me and I'm going to make a judgment. And it's based on experience and it's based on proof and evidence that I have accumulated over the years. This is how I view someone who loves someone else. These are their actions. This is the way they treat that person. This is how they talk about them when they're not there. And by putting all that together, you go, okay, they do love each other.
And
And
does that translate to religion?
yes, there's no reason to suspend intelligence. God gave us a brain for a reason. God gave us the ability to think and reason for a reason. And that's so that we wouldn't get the wool pulled. Remember, it says in all our scripture, beware of the false prophet. Why does it say that? Because there are people who are going to say to you, have faith. I'm telling you what God told me. I'm telling you what God said. Have faith. False prophets. And as soon as someone relies on have faith, a flag goes up. Because when you resort to that, then you already realize you don't have good proof and evidence.
Well, I have faith that you're telling me the truth, Rabbi. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.